Imagine building a more successful hypnosis business just in the next 10 days. To learn how, please visit WorkSmartHypnosis.com and take the 10-day Hypnosis Business Challenge. Yours free today.
Welcome to the Work Smart Hypnosis podcast with Jason Linett, your professional resource for hypnosis training and outstanding business success. Here's your host, Jason Linett.
Welcome back. It's Jason Linett here, continuing the series of interviews that I grabbed while at HypnoThoughts Live 2014. This time it's a conversation with Juan Acosta, here for session number 12. And this was a fascinating connection that I made. Juan and I think, have just kind of crossed paths on Facebook, but then got a chance to sit down and have a great conversation, and that's what you're about to listen into. What I really want to highlight here is that for someone who just got into all of this in the last couple of years, what he's just done for himself is just, I think is just absolutely fantastic. And it's a wonderful example of, with just the right amount of focus, with the right amount of skill and talent and preparation, and just the drive to do something a little bit different, you can jumpstart a business and do really well for yourself really quickly. Here's what he did, and you're going to hear more about this, of course, in the interview, but let me highlight it ahead of time. Decided to work primarily in dental offices doing hypnosis, and by doing so, also put together the ultimate sort of confidence builder, the ultimate giveaway that he can have to immediately establish credibility. And this is a book that you should go out there and pick up. And actually, as I'm looking on Amazon right now, it's still free if you're a Kindle user. And of course, you can use Kindle on iPad and every tablet device. I've even read Kindle books using the Kindle software on my computer. So even without a Kindle, you can Kindle. But the book itself is like $13, so it's awesome. So here's what it is. Let me read the description, because this is just so well written. Hypnodontics, Ethical Influence, Language for Dental Professionals. Hypnodontics is a practical manual that teaches dental professionals the language of ethical influence to help make their patients more comfortable and their practice more profitable. Readers will be able to enhance their communication skills in any area of life, and particularly when it comes to patient and team member interactions. A must-read for every dental practice owner and team member. So here's Juan coming in as that clear expert, as that obvious expert. And this is just a wonderful example that, again, with the right focus, with the right skills, you can position yourself in whatever market you want, as long as, again, you have the skills to back it up. And of course, Juan absolutely does. He knows his stuff. So this, again, is in my recording studio of the hallways at the Orleans Hotel. Here we go, a conversation with Juan Acosta.
I wanted to learn better sales. I was doing real estate sales way back then. And I read a book on NLP and started using some of the techniques. And of course, one thing led to another, found hypnosis through that and hypnotized my first person, and it was on. As soon as I said sleep, person went down. I'm like, oh, I want to do this for the rest of my life,
I actually have the similar experience of, it's a stage hypnosis show, which is where I started, and kept all the volunteers. Everything was working, and I turned and faced the crowd at one point, and the description from my girlfriend, now wife, was, you had this expression of holy blank, it's working. Yeah. And the description of, I knew you were going to quit your job as soon as I saw that.
That is exactly what it was. I started with stage as well, stage and street performances. Mm-hmm. But then, of course, people start asking you after the show, can you help me quit smoking? Can you help me lose weight? And yeah, why wouldn't I? I have the skills, why not do it? So I then started going the hypnotherapy route and loving it. So.
And something that you've been doing recently is the Hypnodontics program. And I'm curious to ask, from a bigger perspective, first of all, how was it that you started to find that specific niche? Was it something that you saw a need for and went after? Or was it something you just found an interest in and just let it develop on its own?
So I've always been the type to go after opportunities or seek opportunities. And after going through the HPTI program, for school, graduating from that, it being so geared towards medical and clinical, it was a natural step to look for professionals to network with.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that I met a dental sales rep, one of the people that sells supplies to dentists. And he says, I work with a lot of dentists. I'm like, I would love to work with a lot of dentists. So he made the introduction, and I hit it off really great with the first dentist, who asked me to speak at his next event, like a month later. And then a week after that, I was managing his dental clinic. So it just kind of happened. It landed on my lap at first. I was searching for dentists. I mean, I was definitely out there hoping to get dentists because of the multiplication factor. If a dentist sees 2,000 or 3,000 patient visits in a year, and not only I'm able to see the 20 or 30 patients they might actually refer to me, but actually teach the dental professionals how to use some of the simple skills that we use, because that's really all it is. In many cases, it's simple ideas and concepts that can actually create change. So when I started working with dentists, I thought, I'm just going to teach them how to do the simple things. And as a positioning technique, I know that I'm not becoming obsolete as a hypnotist. They're not going to learn how to get people to stop grinding their teeth or stop smoking or anything like that. It's for the patient, for the comfort of the patient. And then they still refer people to me for the other issues, that are beyond their scope of what I'm teaching them.
I share a similar experience of, I needed a bit of surgery, a gum graft, and wonderful descriptions of things. And the thought was, I'm talking to the periodontist before the procedure, and it's fascinating because he even knows some of the history of Dave Ellman, he knows some of the history of hypnosis, and he's already on board. And there came the similar opportunity of just, let's get together and come in one morning while the staff is coming in and just kind of talk about effective phrasing.
Yeah.
The side note to the story is we're talking about, here's how you talk about the comfort, here's how you talk about the change and what's possible. Now, meanwhile, during my procedure, he's using all the negative language just to play with me, going, okay, now I'm shredding the roof of your mouth. Oh, wow, that's a lot of blood. But you're right. It's that
In pain.
which there were words I said with the mouth wide open and the clamps. He goes, I can understand exactly what you're telling me to go do. But in that scenario, again, you're there as the expert, but also that positioning of now when someone comes in and perhaps there's some gum recession, I'd imagine, from the smoking behavior, they now have you as a resource too.
Absolutely, and that's how we're marketing the hypnodontist, is saying to dentists, listen, you refer people to an endodontist for a root canal because you don't want to do it. It's beyond your scope. You refer people to a periodontist to look at systemic disease and things with the gums. You should refer people to a hypnodontist, another dental specialist, to help people with the unconscious behaviors that are keeping them from getting the treatment they need. And also, not only offering our services to their patients for their comfort and their well-being, but we found that what that's done is help them increase their bottom line, right?
Yeah.
The more patient satisfaction, better, and more online reviews, which turns into money in their pocket. And we've seen practice growth from that, and that's when we sort of veered off the only hypnotherapy offering and went into, hey, let's consult with these dentists and teach them how to grow their business through patient satisfaction. So essentially, we're doing the same thing, except just multiplying our reach, helping more patients be comfortable and practices be profitable.
That tends to be one of those small categories of giving referrals that most people don't think about, that if I give you the referral and you have a positive experience, that's also reflecting positively back on me. So yeah, that there they are quitting smoking with the hypnotist, there they are going through whatever behavior change, even if it becomes something that's outside of the dental categories, right?
Yeah, definitely. They have actually gotten referrals for things like clients with fibromyalgia or kids with ADHD, things that are not really on my prescription pad that I give dentists.
Yeah.
They're not even there, they're not related, but because I've positioned myself as somebody that is helpful to their practice, because I've gone in and I've listened to them say something to their patient and gone, hey, you know what, say this instead, and they've noticed that the minor change that I've offered them has returned manifold, in either money or just patient satisfaction reviews and that sort of stuff. Then that's when it becomes valuable, and it's positioning. Now I've taught them something, and now when somebody comes in, they get the idea, the possibility of, he taught us this. I wonder if it's something that works for this. So I'll get a call from a dentist and go, hey, I have this person, with fibromyalgia, and I know that you do pain for the mouth. Is that something that works? Absolutely. Send them my way. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a really cool ride.
And you mentioned before that the strategies, the approach is actually rather simple. Could you give us like kind of an overview of what the mindset is for change and the hypnodontics methods that you're talking about?
Yeah, hypnodontics or hypnodontist, my business works essentially on the premise of the model of TFAR. You're familiar? Thoughts leading to feelings, feelings leading to actions, actions leading to results. So we teach dentists and their teams how to put the right thoughts in their patients. Like you were saying in your event that I listened earlier. We teach them how to use those simple skills. Put the right words in the right order for just creating that minor change. Instead of talking about patient pain, talk about what's your comfort level. Simple, minor things that we know as hypnotists are very valuable. They don't really understand, and that's why I've written a book about it.
Yeah.
Just simple, diluted, the message of hypnotherapy without teaching them how to be hypnotherapists.
Just the ingredients that they need to be successful with it.
Yeah, just the stuff that I've found from practicing that is useful in that setting. What happens is I got such a huge advantage last year at working with the dental clinic. I went from basically not knowing any dentists to hiring and firing dozens of them. Seriously, and training them on the processes of the clinic. And at the same time, my job was to be on the phone with every patient that called and actually get them to schedule their appointment and show up for their appointment at a clinic that only takes cash or credit. Like, they don't take insurance. Yeah. So it's a little harder than when people call and go, yeah, I have my insurance, just put it on there. So I used the skills of hypnotherapy to become influential with the patients and actually get them to come in. So their no-shows rate immediately dropped.
Nice.
Their income immediately grew. It was something pretty staggering actually. On the first month, they've hit 20 something thousand the first month, 20,000 that's what they've been hitting before they started working with me. And the first month they started working with me, it was 28,000, and then it continued to be that, 28, 26, 28. Like it increased noticeably during the time that I was working there. And I wasn't doing anything special. I was just being me. I was just being a hypnotist working at a dental practice and thinking, you know what, I can do this better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm curious to ask though. You have a very specific niche that now you're known for. Of the clients you're working with, what percentage would you say are outside of that niche?
See, it's hard to define the niche because I actually don't see a lot of people that are coming for dental specific issues.
Yes.
I do get some teeth grinders. I get some people with TMJ. But the referrals are, smoking, like I said, smoking, fibromyalgia, ADHD. They come from different backgrounds. What I'm doing the most of now is training.
Right.
So I see less private clients and I see more dental clinics and practices. I like to walk in, teach the team how to deal better with their patients and,
Which the phrasing then becomes, by being that expert as the instructor, by being the trainer, by accident, that's also getting you clients.
Yeah, and that's where most hypnotists go wrong.
Right.
They walk into the practice and they go, hey, I'm a hypnotherapist. I can help your patients do this and this and this, and here's my business card. Send me business. Who wants to do that, right? There need to be a target market. You need to talk to the dentist and ask, what are your needs? How can we help you? Treat them like a client, understand their needs, and then when they want your services, offer your services. Don't offer your services before it's too early. You don't have to start too early. So
awesome. Where can people find your book?
Oh, they can find my book on Amazon, and actually there's this is not going to go out before the launch, so we're launching it this weekend, so we're pretty excited. The book can be found on Amazon. Just search for Hypnodontics. There are actually, I believe, 3 books that show up with the wording Hypnodontics somewhere, but it's Hypnodontics, Ethical Influence, Language for Dental Professionals. So yeah, find it on Amazon.
Great. Juan, excellent meeting you.
You as well. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Work Smart Hypnosis podcast at WorkSmartHypnosis.com.
Hey, it's Jason Lynette here, and I want you to be the first to know as we put up and share new videos and new hypnosis resources in the future. So do this right now. Click the button on this page that says subscribe, and you will be the first to find out as we upload new videos. See you soon.